Alright, here we have a replay between Salinator and Swarv, Khorne versus Norska, and we're going to get a big battle of single entities between Valkia and the ROR Gorgon, and then the ROR Frostworm, a giant, and Wulfric the Wanderer. So for Norska, real quick here, we have two Norskan Warhounds. Yes, one of which is the Beast of Tashnar, the anti-large regiment of renown. Frontline of Marauders, a secondary line of Marauder champions with great weapons, plus the Brutes of the Hound, Marauder Berserker ROR, some Marauder Spearmen, Marauder Hunters with axes, and Marauder Hunters with javelins. Wulfric the Wanderer on his Mammoth for even more monster mash. Cool, cool. Sorcerer of Metal with Final Transmutation and Plague of Rust. Then we have a Norskan Giant and the Cold Voider. Frostworm ROR. A lot of regiments of renown. Just a lot. Somebody outside has a very loud car. For Khorne, we have Chaos Warhounds, Warhounds all over. We have a Minotaur of Khorne, looks like two of them with their great weapons. The Hounds of the Blood Hunt, Flesh Hound ROR. The BloodBrute Behemoth, big Gorgon regiment of renown. Valkia, the Bloody Up in the Sky. The Hellforged Toast, Exalted Bloodletters ROR. And then some Chaos Warriors of Khorne mixed in with the Marauders of Khorne. And the Cold Voider taking a fight against Valkia he cannot win. 56-51 melee stats versus her 64-55, plus she has fire damage, which he is weak to, and she has anti-large. So he is not enjoying this fight whatsoever. He needs to get out. Beasts of Tashnar do push off those other Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, but Khorne sent more and more men to the fight, and oof, a nasty Sea Fang hits the Hellforged host, taking about half their HP off, and I'm sure Wulfric is happy about that. The flanks seem to be going okay for Khorne. Not great, but okay. Frontline fight is a bit mixed right now. The very center has broken, but there's plenty of other frontline units for Norska to take up the fight. And Valkia is like, are you sure you want this fight? She pops Demon Shield to get her through part of Hunter of Champions, but once that wears off, she'll go back to beating Cold Voider to death. Big Final Transmutation hits this area, catches like 3 Khorne units. Minotaurs of Khorne almost opt back into it, but they stay out, And the BloodBrute Behemoth is happy as a clam to be fighting Wulfric the Wanderer right now. With 41-34 for melee stats, the Gorgon's 107-43 should easily get him through that, and then as long as he's fighting, he is regenerating. Minotaur's still stuck on some spears. They really don't want to be taking that fight, so they will hopefully opt out of it now that they have no infantry support whatsoever. Valkia decides to leave the Cold Voider in the dust, get away from it, is tired of that fight, how it's been going. Minotaurs of Khorne do push into the back line. They are on top of the Norskan Giant, a great target for them. And the balance of power was slightly Norska favored. It is creeping back closer to the middle once again. Cold Voider is going to dive in. As the last of the Minos do group up in this area, Giant's already down to half HP. And it looks like all 3 monsters for Norska are going to get into the same area and try and be safe. The BloodBrute Behemoth is like, take me wherever there are monsters, man. I just want to duel. I want to duel. I play Blue Eyes White, bitch. Anyway, I'm done with the Yu-Gi-Oh! References. And in the not-so-good category, the Minotaurs of Khorne are almost all dead. Valkia opts back into the fight. Looks like we have a Spear Sleipnir coming down the line. Goes straight through all those guys. And the Brutes of the Hound, ooh, with Fight or Die Pop, those Brutes of the Hound are going to be a problem. Sea Fang going the other direction, so all the infantry getting murked. These Minotaurs of Khorne are holding on for now. Not doing great, but they're holding on. There are some dog units running around. The Beasts of Tashnar and the Hounds of the Blood Hunt seem to be the 2 main ones for either party. And Wulfric is getting sniped out by this Gorgon. This Gorgon just don't miss. Cold Voider throws in a nice little breath attack onto the Hellforged Host. They are going to crumble any second now. And Wulfric barely gets out of here as the... Why can't I remember this ROR's name, like, ever? The Hounds of the Blood Hunt are after him, so are these Chaos Warhounds and the Gorgon. They really want to snipe out Wulfric so they can get that Lord is Dead debuff on the rest of the Norskans and get them routing as quickly as possible. Wulfric is routing. If the Gorgon hits him one more time, he is dead. But Valkia is also not looking so hot. She is completely surrounded, has the Cold Voider and the Giant fighting her, and there's got to be a Final Transmutation up soon. Unless I just missed one from the Metalcaster. But Wulfric does straight up die. Khorne is now in advantage. Plague of Rust onto Valkia, taking her armor down to a pretty pitiful 70, meaning even the Beast of Tashnar can probably hit her. Though she's not large, she's infantry size, so they lose a lot of their bonus versus large buff. Norska has some infantry left. They have 2 wounded-ass single entities, while Khorne is mostly out of gas, except for a very, very healthy BloodBrute behemoth, who is still ready to party, and the Cold Voider wants none of it. Giant continues to try and fight Valkia. I wonder if she has Demon Shield up. Nope, she doesn't. She's just around. Brutes of the Hound doing some good work, doing some good stuff. There is another final transmutation we were waiting for. Now, unless there is the Demon Shield, this will probably be the end of Valkia. She did not pop it. She is dead. And with that, Khorne takes a leadership spike. That sends all of them running except for the BloodBrute behemoth. Giant taking some shots in the face. Looks like 2 more hits and the Giant will be dead. 1 more hit and the Frostworm will be dead. So there's that. It is Gonzo. Giant realizes he's next, goes out swinging, gets some really big hits on a BloodBrute behemoth. If for some reason it looked like he hit him twice. But the BloodBrute finally gets an attack back. He's down to 100 HP. The Giant will fight to the very end, continues to headbutt the poor BloodBrute into the dirt, and his leadership is tanking. Can he survive? He can't get a hit in against the Giant. The Giant's at 1 HP. The Giant's actually at 1 hit point. He's not dead. And the BloodBrute behemoth is just getting staggered over and over and over. He can't get a hit in edgewise. He just can't. And this Giant has 17 leadership at 1 HP. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a single shit as he continues to hit the BloodBrute in the face. He don't care. He don't care. He just keeps swinging. He just keeps swinging. Holy shit, this fucking Giant. The BloodBrute, dude, swing. Swing back like 1 time. Giant continues to fight. And there, the BloodBrute finally takes him down. And the balance of power is pretty against Khorne right now. The BloodBrute still has some healing it can get by fighting. And it is going to go try and get the Norscan caster. Meanwhile, the rest of Norska's forces are trying to rally, though it is mostly piss-poor marauders. The Beast of Tashnar could do okay against the BloodBrute. With only 50 armor, their anti-large will actually do quite well. The BloodBrute is just trying to snipe out the caster, because the Shaman Sorcerer does have the Encourage aura that all heroes have, so any units fighting near him do get a little bit of leadership. Beast of Tashnar terror route away. Shaman is gonna route here too. Bounce power goes back in the favor of Khorne. That's gonna shatter him for sure. Yeah, BloodBrute's fine now. More Marauders that are rejoining the fight are shattering. Now, the Brutes of the Hound are unbreakable, so you will have to kill each and every single one of them. It looks like the BloodBrute will save them for last. Charges into some Marauders, gets them to start routing, and that'll be a chain route for sure. As I think these Beasts of Tashnar will be on their way out the door, and they'll probably shatter. They've routed a lot this fight. BloodBrute is surrounded. He's up on the balance of power. But most single entities hate being surrounded by infantry units, so he does need to clear these guys out as quickly as possible, because you can see he's getting chunked. He's getting taken down. More Marauders rout. Don't shatter, but rout. And the BloodBrute turns his ire upon the Brutes of the Hound. There we go. The Beasts of Tashnar have shattered. Bounce power goes further into Khorne's favor. And he is now going to chase the Marauders that are routing, realizing he knows he has to fight the Brutes of the Hound to the death. And wants to kill something else for a little bit, get some free regeneration. And then he wants to charge back into the Brutes of the Hound. To get a nice little charge attack onto them while he still can. Those Marauders have shattered. And he's not going to get a charge attack because the Brutes of the Hound actually kept up with him. So now it is just the BloodBrute Behemoth at 3,000 HP versus the Brutes of the Hound also at about 3,000. His anti-large stats, his armor piercing are all worthless to him. So we'll see how well he can clear these guys out. The 109 melee attack versus 31 melee defense, he'll hit every shot. But the Brutes of the Hound also have 73 melee attack versus his 43 melee defense. And so far it's been about even trades. BloodBrute is staying slightly ahead on that HP pool. Slightly. 30 models left for the Brutes of the Hound. The Brutes of the Hound overtake the Gorgon on HP total. Bounce Power still really believes in the Gorgon, but I'm getting a little more suspicious. 20 leadership left on the big boy. Brutes of the Hound down to 1,100 HP. The Gorgon is at 1,000, so they're at about equal. And all of a sudden, the BloodBrute routs, and the Brutes of the Hound, proving that Unbreakable is a really good stat to have. Do chippity chop down the big bloody tree monster. For Salinator, 2,000 on Valkia is pretty good. 4,100 on the BloodBrute Behemoth is quite good. The Minotaurs really struggled to get their value back. One did fine, the other one got murdered. The Doggies of Khorne did not do great, unfortunately. Like, that one's like 1,000 gold, so it only got half its value back, and these guys got half their value back. Marauders and Chaos Warriors struggled too. For Swarv, Wolfric did okay. Cold Voider did well. Giant did well. Marauder Champions did okay. Ooh, wow. Brutes of the Hound did fantastically, especially chopping down the Gorgon in the late game. Beast of Tashner did fine. Final Transcaster did fine. Yeah, a lot of good values across the Norscan roster. GG. Roar.
Subscribe, yes, yes.